Today I want to talk a little bit about shooting with both eyes open. When I'm teaching CCW or some of my classes, I get a lot of questions around, do I keep both eyes open or can I keep both eyes open when shooting? Is it better than keeping one eye closed? Now, I don't say that one is necessarily better than the other. It depends on what you're doing and what might be most appropriate. If you're going to be in a static position for a little while, I might want to settle into my shooting position, closing my non-dominant eye and focusing with my dominant eye and getting good rounds on target. However, if I'm in a CCW type situation where certainly things happen rapidly, and in the event that I have to draw my firearm and put rounds on target quickly, I don't have the luxury in most cases to settle into my good shooting position and do those things. I need to get the gun up and I need to get it on target as quickly as possible. In that particular situation, I also want to do focus on keeping both eyes open because one, it keeps me fast. I don't have to slow down to close one eye and settle. But I keep the field of view with my non-dominant eye in focus, meaning with my peripheral, I don't lose that side of the view. So just to demonstrate here a little bit, when I'm shooting with both eyes open, I want to make sure that certainly my firearm's on target, but when I'm here, I'm going to focus on the target itself. So it's a little bit different than what we've been taught. Traditionally, we've been taught, close one eye, focus on the front sight, keep the rear sight and the target blurry, and then put your rounds on target, 100%. Keeping with both eyes open, things change a little bit. So here, I'm actually going to focus on the target, what I'm shooting at. And when I bring the firearm up, I'm going to focus on keeping the target in focus, but the front sight and the rear sight are going to be blurry. And what I'm doing there is I'm confirming. So as I draw, do my normal draw stroke, go to position 3. Once I pass position 3 and I pick up my support hand, about right here, I'm starting to pick up the front sight. I'm still focused on my target, but now once I pick up that front sight, I'm starting to prep the trigger, and all I'm doing here is once that front sight and the rear sight find the target, then I take the shot because I've confirmed that everything's good. But the whole time, the target is what's been in focus. I don't have to slow down to close that eye. So how do I go about doing that? How do I train my eye, or to keep both eyes open, how do I train my eyes to work? Now, if you've ever tried this, one of the hang-ups here is that if you're a right eye dominant person, you're going to see a shadow or kind of a holographic type gun kick off to the right side of your view. Okay? If you're left eye dominant like me, you're going to see the same thing but only on the left side. Now, this can be a little bit confusing because you see the target, you see what looks like two firearms in the field of view, and it kind of slows you down or confuses you. So one thing that you can do in order to train the eyes and the brain to focus on the right thing is take a set of lenses like these, your typical run-of-the-mill shooting glasses, and tape it up with some masking tape or whatever tape you want, covering the entire lens. So now, when I use these lenses, as I am left eye dominant, all I can see is what's in the field of view with my left eye, but behind the lenses, both eyes are open. So here, as I transition here, I put on these lenses. Now, I don't have to worry about closing or using the muscles to close my right eye. I can focus on keeping both eyes open, but now everything is focused on my dominant eye. Now, granted, I lose the field of view from about right here all the way back, and that's okay for the training purposes because I want to train my eyes and my brain to focus on the picture that's generated with my dominant eye. So, in this position, what I do is I practice just like before, still focusing on the target. And again, as soon as I pass position 3 and I pick up the support grip, I start to see the front sight in my peripheral and I start to pick it up, start to prep the trigger. But now, instead of seeing that silhouette of two firearms, I see one firearm and I'm focusing on the target, and now I'm confirming there are my sights and I can take the shot. So what I'm doing there with enough reps, I'm training the brain in order to focus on the right picture all the time. And I do that enough when I transition back to normal lenses and that shadow essentially reappears. I've done enough reps where I can ignore it. So I can keep both eyes open, focus on the target, use my sights to confirm, and also keep my field of view. And that's something that I can do in a CCW type situation if I have to employ the firearm quickly. And after I'm done shooting my primary target, then I can use essentially the enhanced peripheral in order to make sure there are no other threats in the vicinity. So if you're looking to practice or try shooting with both eyes open, there's a method here that you can use to go ahead and train your eye properly. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like and subscribe with the buttons below and hit that bell to be alerted for future videos.